Hello, and welcome to the What's Up London show. I'm your host, Jen Slay, and I'm so glad to be back with you this week. Let's take a moment to pause, reflect, and acknowledge the privilege we have to be able to walk, run, drive on these lands here in London, Ontario. These are the traditional lands of the Anishinaabeg, Haudenosaunee, Lenape-Awak, and Shinanton peoples. I sincerely express my gratitude to the Indigenous peoples and their ancestors for what I and my family have received as settlers on this land. I also want to take a moment to thank my ancestors for sacrifices made so that I can be here today. We have a great show for you today. A lot of great people doing a lot of great things. Now, do you notice something new about our set? The amazing Kay Habib, who is the owner of Skilled Decor and Skilled Accents, has worked her magic once again. The set is nice, right? Well, it's more than nice even. And Kay is here today to talk to us about her production studio and the importance of being sustainable and keeping marginalized communities in mind. Welcome, Kay.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
No problem. Thank you for the set. You always do such a beautiful job.
I love it.
Yes, the colors, the blues, the greens, I see them everywhere. They're in trend.
Right,
for sure.
right. And spring and summer vibe. So
yes.
Absolutely want to bring that in here.
Yes. So tell us what's new in your world with Skilled Accents and Skilled Decor.
Yes, so we have a lot of growth happening at Skilled Accents. And just to give you a little bit of a background of the company, it started about 2017 when I was gathering a lot of remnants and discontinued samples from a lot of my friends in the design world, which is a lot of furniture stores, a lot of drapery stores. They had a lot of excess fabric. And I started just collecting them because I love sewing, and I started making decorative pillows around that time. And then as I got busier and busier, I really thought about how I can really expand this idea, because my clients loved that, amazing high quality fabrics, but also knowing that it's coming from a place where they're helping save fabric going into the landfill. Mm-hmm. So I started talking to different agencies and employed these refugee women that were coming. A huge flux of refugees came in London, Ontario around that 2017, 2018 years. And I was able to employ 10 women from that group, from Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan. And they have been working with me for all this time. And initially they were working from home. I supplied them with the equipment and some basic stuff to create a corner in their homes to be able to produce products for us. And now we're at a point where we are able to be almost like a small mini factory where I can actually have a production studio where the women have also grown with us, with the company, and now able to be able to get out there, and some of them have driver's license just to navigate the life in Canada. They have been able to do that in this past 5 years, and come to the production studio, some of them in a leadership role, and being part of that manufacturing process. So we now have commercial sewing machines, and we are able to, produce a lot more than before and higher quality, and be able to control that quality as well, and are able to partner with other businesses to give them orders that are in larger quantities. So now my focus is to really bring awareness to the community and other businesses to look at businesses like ourselves and see how they can maybe drive their focus towards the sustainable products and locally produced products instead of importing products that could potentially be causing a lot of that carbon footprint for them as well. So really want to invite other businesses to talk to us and see how they can maybe manufacture some of their products with us, and then help employ more of these women and use a lot of the fabric that's going in the landfill.
I could imagine that there's probably tons that get wasted.
Yes.
So now you're able to use that and actually help the environment.
Yes, there are the people that are giving us the fabrics. Covers Canada, which is a drapery supplier in London, Ontario, are our biggest supplier, because what happens is when they're making drapery, if there's a certain amount of yardage that's left over and they're not able to fulfill most of the orders because there's a limited amount of that fabric just sits there and eventually gets thrown out. So they really identified it, and they were actually just putting them all in a warehouse. And when I went to see them, they were so grateful that they were able to, give this fabric for a cause such as ours. Other than that, there's Austin Taylor's Furnishings and Furniture in North London. So they are also a very big contributor to us with the fabric samples that you might see when you go and choose a sofa or a chair, and they show you this 24 by 24 inches of fabric sample. Again, every 6 months or so, those fabric samples get discontinued and they get thrown out because it takes a lot of storage for a lot of these businesses to store all that. Absolutely, and they're very grateful. And currently, we're only working with the people in London that are these retailers. But imagine how many more retailers are, in the GTA and beyond. If we were to able to expand to that extent. We could actually make a huge impact. So that's why I want to bring that awareness to other businesses.
I can see it happening in the future, Kay. I can see it happening. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and thank you for all that you do.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Your happy place. Easy 1013, the perfect music mix.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
Do you have questions about menopause and the menopause journey? We've got you covered. Join us for the Modern Woman's Menopause Show, and hopefully we can give you some answers. And of course, my friends, don't forget to sparkle.
These days at your local Legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum. On a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome everyone to our ranks. You don't have to be a veteran to join the Legion. And as a member, you'll join thousands of others serving our veterans, our communities, and our country. Oh yeah, and our Member Perks program will save you thousands on shopping, dining, products, and services across the country. Join us at legion.ca.
This is Rogers TV.
Welcome back. Have you heard of Science Rendezvous? It's an opportunity to spend time engaging in science, technology, engineering, arts, and math-based activities. There will be hands-on learning opportunities as well as large-scale shows and demonstrations. Alicia Cronin and Faraj Haddad are here to tell us more. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
No problem. So tell us about Science Rendezvous. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, so you gave a great description. So Science Rendezvous is an annual nationwide science festival where we like to promote STEAM, so science, technology, engineering, arts, and math events and activities. And we really want to be able to introduce this to the greater London area and give them opportunities to learn about what we do in our research labs and what different external partners also do based on these STEAM activities, and just give them an opportunity to enjoy a day filled with great activities and stage shows.
Yeah, and so prior to the show, we were just saying that it's been around for nearly 16 years?
Yes, so nationwide. So it's actually our 6th year in London, so we started this in 2017, correct? Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, and so tell us a little bit more about the event.
Yeah, so the event, it is a big festival, so it's happening on May 13th, so that's Mother's Day weekend, that Saturday, and it goes on from 2 to 9:30 p.m., so it's a long time, but you don't have to be there the whole time. But basically the event is at Western's football stadium, so it's the alumni stadium, and what's happening is that, you know, you come in, so you can either come at any time, starting at 2 p.m. The event is completely free, you don't need to register, so you just kind of walk in, and when you walk in, we'll basically, you know, greet you, give you a couple of things. So over here we have, you know, a map of the event, and then we also have the Science Chase passport. So I'll touch on this in a little bit, but basically you come in and there are over 35-ish booths. Is that, what's the number?
41 this year, actually.
41. So
Yeah.
we keep growing every year.
Oh, that's awesome.
So there's 41 different booths. They are all, you know, pretty unique. They are presented, so they kind of are either groups from Western, so departments or faculties at Western University, or they're actually just, you know, museums or other organizations from London. So we try to incorporate a lot of people from the London community and a lot of different groups. So you can either, you know, go to any of those booths in any order. So, you know, when you come in, sometimes you'll see people go in a certain way, but you can go in any order you want. Or you can, at the same time, from 2 to 7:30, we'll have sort of stage shows happening the whole time. Yeah, and so you can walk around, explore. There will be food trucks there if you want to get some food. You can also bring your own food. We're going to have, you know, some water stations, so you can bring your own reusable water bottle. And yeah, it's a really big area, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of space to run around. And the weather should hopefully be pretty nice. So we are rain or shine, so whatever happens, the event will happen, regardless of the weather.
And you said stage shows, so what kinds of things would people expect on the stage shows?
Yeah, so we tried to make the activities very diverse on the stage. So, for example, we have a dance crew coming, so everyone can learn how to dance. We'll also have a Northern Tornadoes project stage show. So we're actually showing a drone and watching a drone fly, and kids can actually fly this drone and kind of see how we track tornadoes throughout Ontario.
Okay.
As well as we're doing a science magic show, so you get to see a little bit about how science works and the magic behind it. And at the end of the day, we're actually ending off with fireworks, and we actually give everyone these glasses, and you can actually see how the light diffracts at night. So it's very cool.
So the science behind the amazement.
Yes, exactly.
That is awesome. That sounds great. And so the passport, people can go to different booths and...
Yeah, so the passport, basically what happens is you have, you know, there's a lot of different booths, 41, but you can go to some of them, and as you go through, there's 9 different stages. So again, this is the one from last year. This year we're going to have even more options, but you go to about 9 different stations, and you do the activity there. It gets stamped, and as soon as it gets stamped, you get into you can take it to the end, the final booth, to get into a raffle to win some prizes. Yeah.
Awesome. Prizes are always wonderful.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, thank you so much for being here. May 13th?
Yes.
May 13th.
2 to 9 p.m.
2 to 9 p.m. Okay, we'll look forward to it. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Night's action on Rogers TV.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Mario Elia, and I'm the host of a new show here on Rogers TV that we're calling Keeping London Healthy with Dr. Mario. So tune in Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. and we'll see you then.
Hi, I'm Dan Naylor. I'm the host of London Lights, the show where we talk about notable Londoners who have made a big mark, big impact on the world of music, entertainment, sports, politics.
Being stuck in your home during this pandemic also means you have a home. Waiting in line for groceries means you have money for groceries. The isolation, being broke and totally scared about what's next. I was feeling that before this crisis. People say we're in this together, but me, I've got no one.
Youth who have aged out of the child welfare system are in danger of falling further through the cracks because of today's crisis. They need your support. Please give today at helpyouthnow.ca.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Welcome back. The Grand Theatre is in full effect. Their latest theatre production is called The Drowsy Chaperone, a musical within a comedy. It's a story that concerns a middle-aged, asocial musical theatre fan who, feeling blue, decides to play for the audience an LP of his favorite musical. And as the record plays, a parody of 1920s American musical comedy comes to life on stage. Different, right? Here to tell us more about it are the members from the cast, Sean Brennan and Amelia Hilton. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having us.
No problem. So I told everybody all about the show already. But tell me more about what's it like to be, we were just talking the live music, the 18-person cast. Tell us about the experience.
Sure. It's so great to be back doing live theater and at a level where we obviously haven't been able to do it in the last couple of years. So we were just talking earlier about, we had the Sitz Probe, which is the first time the cast gets to sing with the band. The band kind of shuffles in and plays, and it was just an incredible experience, I think, for everyone, because it just takes everything up to that great, high level that we were kind of used to before the pandemic. So it's nice to be back with these people playing and having a lot of fun.
Right. And you're both acting in the show?
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your characters, just a little bit.
Go ahead.
So I'm actually understudying two characters. So I understudy Trix, who is an aviator, and kind of crashes through the show, does a little bit at the beginning, but mostly at the end, and kind of brings the whole show together. Super fun. Very upbeat songs going on, and just kind of ties the show together. And my second understudy role is of the Drowsy Chaperone. So she's very funny, witty, likes to, it is during Prohibition time, but she likes to sneak some alcohol and kind of liven up the party a little bit. So that one's really fun as well.
Nice. And what character?
Sure. So I play Robert Martin, who's the groom in the Drowsy Chaperone. As you mentioned before, we've got this man in an apartment listening to a record from the 1920s, and the show within a show is this ridiculous musical called The Drowsy Chaperone, where it's exactly kind of how you would imagine a 1920s musical to unfold. So I'm lucky enough to play Robert Martin, who actually is based on a real guy who, the story of the show is interesting in itself too. So the musical began as a gift to a couple that was getting married. Their names are Robert Martin and Janet Van de Graaf. And some of their friends put together some songs and skits to amuse them, I suppose, at their at kind of a stag and doe party. Robert Martin, the actor, loved it. Started with the other one, started drafting a little bit more of a fulsome show. It went to Fringe in Toronto. Mirvish picked it up. It became a full musical in Toronto, and then it ended up going to Broadway in 2006. So it has this kind of progression that not many shows have, but it's a piece of Canadiana as well. And there's an element of kind of old school SCTV where you've got people playing characters, but the actor who's playing the character is also a character unto themselves. So Robert Martin is the groom in the middle of this kind of wedding hijinks Drowsy Chaperone show, and basically he's like a golden retriever. And about as smart as one too. So it's fun to be able to play that, really kind of lean into the type and go at it.
Nice. And what are the dates for the production?
It's running from May 11th till the 20th. And we also have a relaxed performance on the 14th. That'll be where the sound and lighting gets a bit softer. Anybody with sensory issues, we're also having ASL interpreters as well. So yeah, the 14th is a great day to come. if that's what you need to do as well.
And anybody with small children can come to that performance, right?
The group MTP and Allswell, who are the co-producers of this show, I was lucky enough to be involved with MTP. They did Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and we had one of these relaxed performances, and it was an incredible experience. When you look out and you see people that are in the audience that may not have felt comfortable to come to a show before until they're kind of given this opportunity, or people feel like this is an opportunity for them to actually come and see some live theater. We had people singing along to the whole show, and it was just an incredible experience for, I think, the audience and the cast as well.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Good luck. What do they say in show business? Break a leg.
That's right. Yeah.
And amazing. Wishing you the best of luck with the show.
Thank you so much.
Okay. We'll be right back.
Most people that have received treatment for drug use problems are probably going to have a lapse.
Join addictions counselor Dean Anderson for Invisible, Breaking Through the Stigma of Addiction on Rogers TV.
I've been a volunteer with Rogers TV for 5.5 years. I was about 14 years old, and I already knew that I wanted to be in TV, and my mom went searching online, and she found Rogers TV and said, "Are you sure this is what you want to do?" And I said, "Absolutely," and we submitted an application that night. I've learned a lot about community and growth and just kind of just being an all-arounder. I like doing a lot of different positions like camera and audio and graphics, and having that variety and connecting with peers alike. It's not a complete commitment. You can kind of do a couple shifts a month and just do things that actually interest you, productions that actually interest you. I'd just say go for it. You only live once, and if it's something you're definitely considering, why not?
About 16% of the people we talked to actually became homeless during the pandemic. And it's a horrible thing to be.
Welcome back. We are about to have some fun. We are closing out the show today with a magician. Absolute Magic with Keith Brown and Friends is returning to London and features Nick Wallace, an award-winning Canadian magician, musical guest Corinne Raymond, who is a Juno-nominated singer-songwriter from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and of course, Keith Brown, internationally known magician. Together, they have produced a family-friendly magic, music, and storytelling show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on, Jen. It's a pleasure to be here.
I am so happy. I was excited to see you on the show today because you're going to talk to us all about magic.
Yes, absolutely. We have an exciting show happening Wednesday, May 10th at the Wolf Performance Hall. And look, I've been doing magic for a long time, and I've got to tour around the world to many different countries. But in doing so, I've met a lot of incredible friends. So I'm bringing some of that awesome talent to London. We have Nick Wallace. He's been on America's Got Talent. He's been on Penn & Teller Fool Us. He even fooled Penn & Teller. He's also the reason that I found out about the Fringe Festival in the first place, which is all the theater festivals that I tour during the summer. And that's also how I met Corin. He's an amazing musician and storyteller, and I just love both of them, and I think London will love them too.
Awesome. And you're going on tour?
Yeah, so this is like a one-off in London, and then I'm going off on my summer tour. So I'll be in Orlando, I'll be in Toronto, I'll be in Winnipeg, I'll be in Edmonton. So that'll keep me busy until September.
Awesome. So what kind of magic can we expect to see at this show?
Absolutely. There's anything and everything. There's going to be some storytelling. There's everyday objects. I would say it's pretty much everything except for the big boxes and the ladies. So yeah.
I was going to ask, are you going to cut anybody in half?
I'll be honest. I only know the first half of that trick, and I don't have insurance. So I would rather, no, we also don't want to scare the kids. So yeah, it's everyday objects. It's stuff like you could find around your house or get from the store. I never wanted the magic to be in the that item you've never seen before. I wanted the magic to come from me. So yeah, it could be stuff with cards or just everyday objects you could find around the house.
Okay. Well, you have a trick to show us.
I do. The thing is, one of the questions I always get as a magician is, can you read my mind? Like, what am I thinking right now?
Okay.
And well, what if you could read my mind, Jen? What if we did it in reverse?
Huh.
You had no idea you were going to do this today.
No, I did
but
not.
You're going to be the mind reader.
Okay.
Because earlier today, when I woke up, I grabbed a deck of playing cards. I thought of one card. I found it. I took it out. I spun it around, and I stuck it back in. So right now there are 51 cards face up. There's one card that's face down, and I'm the only person who knows what that card is, but I want you to read my mind. So playing cards, they're either red or they're black, and just use your intuition. Do you think it's a red card or a black card?
Red.
You think it's a red card? Okay. And red cards could be hearts or diamonds. Do you think it's a diamond or a heart?
Heart.
You think it's a heart? And what value is that heart? It could be ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, or the king.
Queen.
You think it's a queen of hearts? And by the way, like, we didn't set this up. You had no idea that you were going to read my mind, and you could have said any playing card. Well, Jen, check this out, because in the deck, out of all of the cards, like I said, there's only one card facing the wrong way, and it is a red card. It is a heart, and it is your queen of hearts. Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for helping me. When you go home, you can add to your resume that you're also a mind reader.
I'm a mind reader. I'm always curious how you're able to do these things.
I'll be honest, the real answer is a lot of time spent alone, but that's not a very sexy answer. What I normally tell parents and the kids watching at home is I always listen to my parents, I did my homework, and I ate my vegetables.
Okay, and that's how you can become a world-class magician.
That's the first step.
That is amazing. So tell us about some of the other things that's going on with regards to the magic.
Absolutely. You know, I do a lot of corporate events and a lot of public things because I realize, you know, if you don't work for the company, you don't really get to see me perform, and that's part of the reason why we're doing this public show in London. And we have a lot of community partners. We wouldn't be able to do this show just by myself. So not only do we have Nick Wallace and Corin Raymond, but we have some great community partners. Affinity Wealth is helping us out, as well as Ecaton Wealth. We also have Anderson Ales providing beer for this event, and Grace Restaurant is helping us out as well. So we wouldn't be able to do this without the community support, as well as Downtown London has given us some downtown dollars to give out and do a contest, which will probably be over by the time this airs, but we're going to be doing that later today. Okay.
And so where can people buy tickets? How can they find you?
People can buy tickets online on Eventbrite. You can either go to my website, which is absolutemagic.ca. There's a little thing at the top which will take you directly there, or you can just go to Eventbrite and search Keith Brown and Friends at the Wolf. That'll also pop up. And yeah, otherwise you can find me on social media. All my stuff is Keith H. Brown. That's Keith with an extra H, Brown just like the color. You can reach out to me. I'll send you the link. I'll do whatever I can to get you there.
Awesome. And the date for this event?
Is Wednesday, May 10th. Doors are at 6:30. The show is at 7, and it should be all done by 9 p.m.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here, and good luck with the show.
You're most welcome. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. That's our show for today. That's the wrap. Thank you for watching and for listening. Please show your support to our guests by visiting and sharing their social media pages and supporting their events. And I want to say a quick thank you to Claire McKillop, who sat in for me for the last 2 weeks while I was away. I will, however, be here again with you next week, but in the meantime, please like, comment, and share this episode with your networks. Take care, be well, and I'll see you next week.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Hey folks, it's me, Giovanni Patini, the host of the RTV quiz show, the hottest show on television. It's the hilarious quiz show where you, the viewers, play for valuable non-existent prizes. It's got great trivia, fun facts, and a lot of laughs, all blended together in a perfect cocktail of edutainment. So join us Wednesdays at 7:30 right here on Rogers TV. Nice.
Think it's okay to drive high? Think again. Drug-impaired driving is as illegal as drunk driving, and in Ontario, the penalties are the same. If police